Hey everyone, we've got a new Player of the Week selection on eFootball. It's a national selection. As always, I'll put timestamps in the description, so if there's a particular player you want to hear about, just click the description, I'll be able to take you straight to him. One thing to keep in mind with this being a national selection is that these cards won't be eligible for the league challenges that we get every week. So if we get, for example, an English league challenge, this Diaz card won't be eligible because these cards are only assigned to a nation, not a club. So just keep that in mind. But let's have a look at who we got. So 2 4-stars. We'll start with the goalkeeper Dibusz. So to be honest, pretty solid keeper actually, especially for 4-star. So awareness 88, reflexes 89. Those are both good. The two most important goalie attributes. Catching and parrying are okay. Reach isn't brilliant, but it's not too bad. And he's 6'2", so I don't think there's an issue with the reach. And then the jumping, considering how low the jumping's been on a lot of featured goalkeepers lately, I think that's all right. So yeah, on the whole, he's a pretty solid keeper, especially for a 4-star. So yeah, not a bad one to pick up, to be honest, as a goalkeeper option. And then our other 4-star, we've got Trezeguet, former Villa man. So, Trezeguet, they've changed his play style. He's normally a prolific winger. They've made him a whole player. That will be active only at left midfield. You can play him wide left or wide right as a forward, but he won't be a whole player there. It's not exactly a disaster, but just keep in mind, whole player won't be active there. Will be active left midfield though. And it's pretty obvious where he's strong. He's got great pace, really good pace, and he's good on the ball with his dribbling there especially. So pace and dribbling are the strengths really with Trezeguet. Looking at his skills, they've added one-touch pass and they've made him a super sub. So he could be a nice sort of super sub to have with his pace on the wing. Outside of that, got a couple of dribbly ones there for the dribblers. Long range curler and long range shooting, very good coming in off the left flank. And then one touch pass, of course, it goes with through passing. Also got pinpoint crossing. Outside curl is a nice one. So he's got a bit of product there, shooting, passing, and crossing. His passing isn't brilliant though, so don't ask too much from him with his passing. His crossing likewise. His crossing is not too bad, especially with the pinpoint crossing skill, but it's still not going to be brilliant. It's not going to be an elite crosser by any means. So there's a bit of end product there, but don't ask too much. And likewise with the finishing 77, it's not bad actually for a wide man. It's not brilliant, but got long range shooting. He's got long range curler, so his finishing will be decent. And like I say, he's fairly good on the ball. He's got very good pace. He's not got the best balance, so he's not the strongest physically on the ball. If you're getting pressured by a defender, he might not be the strongest holding onto the ball, defending off challenges. 77 stamina as well. He's got track back. That's just something to keep in mind, especially for a whole player. So a whole player is going to be making a lot of attacking runs. Got track back, so he's going to be running backwards as well. He's going to get worn out pretty quick. He's only 77 stamina. So with that super sub skill, maybe he's best as a super sub off the bench to make use of his pace. That might be the best way to use him. But yeah, he's got great pace, good on the ball, some decent skills. Useful one to pick up maybe. He's not an elite player by any means though. We've got Darmian, so on to the 5-stars. So Darmian, the good thing about Darmian, two good things. He's got great stamina, and he's got a solid defensives. They're all 80 plus down the middle there. What they've done skill wise, they've added heading. He already had aerial superiority, so he's good in the air for a fullback. 182 centimeters, so it's 5'11". I think for a fullback, he's very good in the air. He's got pinpoint crossing. They've added that as well, I think. Man marking there, sliding tackle, fighting spirit, but there's no interception. So interceptions are the one big miss from his skill set there. And then you look here, he's not the quickest for a fullback. 82 for speed is not too bad. Acceleration 78 is not brilliant. On the whole, I like my fullbacks to have sort of about maybe mid 80s for both of these attributes to have good pace. So I would say he's a little bit on the slow side. Like I say, 80 jump, 77 physical, 77 heading. He's good in the air for a fullback. Does have good stamina as well. But yeah, that pace concerns me. And down the left, he's pretty much a run of the mill for a fullback. He's okay on the ball. He's not great. Passing for a fullback's okay. You can't expect too much 80 lofted pass. He's got pinpoint crossing, so his crossing will be decent. But yeah, on the whole, it's the pace that's a concern for me. If you're not too bothered about the pace, he could be a good one. Defensively, he's pretty strong, but he's lacking interception. He's not the quickest. So for me, ultimately, not a great card. It's not one I'm going to be too keen to pick up. Then we have Lukaku. So Lukaku, box in the box. That's his regular play style. From the attributes, is pretty much what you expect. He's got pretty good awareness, great finishing at 90, heading 81. Jumping's not great, but he's got 95 physical contact. he's super strong. He's got very good pace for a big, strong, physical guy. Good kicking power as you'd expect for Lukaku. And what they've done with Lukaku is they've given him heading and aerial superiority, so he's suddenly going to be a lot better from crosses, which will be very interesting for a lot of people. So you like putting crosses in. Jumping isn't great. He's 6'3". Jumping is not great, but physical contact is a big difference maker that can really help winning headers. I've got some strikers like Arnautovic who've got high physical contact and they're big, strong guys with a big build like Lukaku, and it does make a difference. So with aerial superiority and heading, his heading's at 81 as well. I think it'll be pretty good from crosses. Acrobatic finishing likewise. So yeah, get some crosses in for this guy. First time shot, obviously, as you expect. The rest of the skills he usually has. One touch pass is nice. His passing's not great. That'll just help to compensate for that. Track back. That's the one other thing to keep in mind with Lukaku. Track back. 73 stamina is not disastrous for a striker, but with track back, he's going to get tired. So if you start this guy, you don't put counter target on him, he's going to be tired probably by about the 65 minute mark. So keep that in mind. But yeah, he's big, he's powerful, he's good in the air, got decent praise for the type of striker that he is. He's not great on the ball, as you'd expect for Lukaku, but for what he is, get him on the end of crosses, get him good opportunities in the box, and he'll score goals for you. It's a pretty strong card. Then we have Majer, Croatian. So we had a Player of the Week version of Majer from when he was playing in France last season. I don't think this one's as good. It does look good, but I just feel like that one had maybe his better physicals, because this guy is a little bit lacking in pace. He's not much physical contact. His balance isn't brilliant. Stamina's not brilliant. He's a whole player. He wants to play attacking midfield. You don't want to play him centre mid. He can't defend. So playing this guy attacking midfield, whole player playing style, he's going to get tired pretty quick. So keep that in mind. But he's technically sound. He's very tidy on the ball. He's got good passing as well. Finishing's not too bad for an attacking midfielder. It's decent. Then we look at the skills. They've given him first time shot. So long range curler, first time shot, one touch pass, through passing, weighted pass. Yeah, he's got some product. He can create chances for you. And that long range curler is a nice one as well. Whole player as well is not his normal playing style. He's normally a classic number 10, which is not a popular playing style. A whole player is just pretty much the polar opposite to a classic number 10. A classic number 10 will just loiter around this area. He won't make as many runs as you want him to. He can be quite static, quite passive with his movement. But the whole player will do the opposite. Will be bombing forward into spaces, making good runs for you. So if you like this player, this will be a great version to pick up with that play style. But yeah, like I say, he's got end product. He's technically good, but you're just gonna have to keep an eye on the fact he's not got too much pace. He's not the strongest physically. So if you can see past that and you're just mainly concerned with the technicals, yeah, it could be a very tidy player to pick up to play attacking midfield. We have Vrij from Inter. So much like his club teammate Acerbi, who we had last week in Player of the Week, we basically got a really good, strong, build-up centre back, but one without pace. I picked up Acerbi, and this guy is very similar, so the pace is really quite a concern. Physically and aerially, he's decent. He's not brilliant, only 80 jump. He does have aerial superiority. As you see here, heading, aerial superiority. He's got man marking, interception, blocker. Pretty much everything you want from a centre-back except for acrobatic clearance. So there's one skill missing there that's a bit of a shame, but he's got all the rest. So it's a pretty good selection of skills, and like I say, he's pretty strong across the board. The passing's decent for a centre-back. Strong defensive attributes down there. Aerial and physical, pretty strong in the whole. 6 foot, almost 6'3". So yeah, strong all around really. It's just the pace. So if you play a high defensive line, if you're a bit anxious about through passes in behind the defense, that pace is going to be a little bit slow. He's going to be slower than you want him to be. Certainly for me, I'm a bit concerned by that pace. If you play a low defensive line, you don't really mind the pace too much, then it could be a really good strong one, because like I say, everywhere else he's pretty strong, but that pace is a big worry. Then we've got Jakob Maehle, Danish right back. He's at Wolfsburg now, I think. So Maehle, they have made him an attacking fullback. So normally a fullback finisher. I'm not a big fan of fullback finisher because they can roam up into the midfield and take up some interesting attacking positions, but in doing so they vacate their position at fullback and you can get caught in behind, which concerns me. So making Maehle an attacking fullback is a positive for me. Skill wise, they've given him first time shot. Not a big bonus for me, to be honest, as a fullback. Certainly if he's normally a fullback finisher, that's when you want him to be able to have things like first time shot. So I'm not sure that's too useful. But Interception. They've given him interception, which is a very, very important one for fullback. Probably, I'd say, arguably the most important skill for fullback. So good that they've given him that. Fighting spirit's a nice one as well. Already got pinpoint crossing, which is a good one for fullback as well. So he's got some solid skills for a fullback. That fighting spirit though is not really necessary because he's got 92 stamina. He's not going to get tired, and he's got really good pace. But that's really where the positives end, because he might not be weak anywhere else, but there's nothing particularly great about him. He's okay defensively. He's okay on the ball. Passing's okay. He's really just an okay fullback, but he's got a great engine on him and good pace. Those are the strengths. So if you just want a fullback with pace who can just get up and down the right flank, he's not going to get tired. It's a good card. It's certainly a good version of Maehle, because I like the attacking fullback play style over fullback finisher, and obviously interception and pinpoint crossing, good skills to have. But yeah, outside of the pace and the engine that he's got, there's nothing particularly great about him. So it's not the most exciting card really, but it's a solid one. Then we have Ferran Torres. So an interesting version of Ferran Torres. They've changed his play style from roaming flank to creative playmaker, and that for me is a big downgrade. You can play him as a striker, and that playing style won't be active there, but I think 83 attacking awareness, 81 finishing is just a little bit low for a striker. I don't think I'd play him now. I think the best way to use this guy is out wide, but with the creative playmaker playing style, in my experience, and it's a matter of opinion, you might like that playing style for a wide man, but in my experience, he won't make the attacking runs that you want him to. He quite often, a creative playmaker playing on the wing, he'll kind of hold back, and he wants you to give him the ball and to let him play make and play the balls forward. Whereas I like to play balls forward for the wingers to run onto. He just, with that playing style, you might not be always making those runs you want him to make. So just keep that in mind. It might be frustrating, but looking at the attributes and the skills, obviously he's got great pace, balance is decent, and down the left, good dribbling. He's going to be pretty good on the ball. Attacking awareness for a wide man is good at 83. 74 low pass isn't brilliant, but 81 lofted pass is quite good. Finishing at 81 as well, but that lofted pass 81, as we'll see here, he's got pinpoint crossing, so he's got a fairly good cross on him. Not an amazing cross, but fairly good. He's also got one-touch pass and through passing. They've added one-touch pass, and they've added first-time shot as well, which is a good one. Got a bunch of the dribbly stuff there, so a bit of product with his passing and his crossing, and first-time shot as well. I think he could be a pretty effective wide right or wide left. I think outside of the playing style, he doesn't have long range curler, but I think still coming in off the left flank, 81 for finishing and first-time shot. He could be effective coming in off the left flank, and then likewise on the right, doing likewise, but also with the fact he's got pinpoint crossing. I think the fact he's got that pinpoint crossing and 81 lofted pass, he's probably most effective on the right, to be honest. So with the pace, with the end product, I think this is a pretty strong card, to be honest. I think a lot of people will like him a lot, but like I say, the one thing to keep in mind, that creative playmaker playing style, I do personally find it frustrating for wide men. So just keep that in mind, but if you don't mind that playing style, I think this is a very good card. Then we have Fofana, Monaco midfielder. So Fofana got his usual playing style, box to box. Skill-wise, they've added rising shot, and they've added through passing, which is a nice one for a box-to-box midfielder. We already have one-touch pass, weighted pass, low lofted pass, so this guy's passing will be good. Man marking, interception, sliding tackle, fighting spirit. So he's got a really good, strong selection of skills for a box-to-box. He's decent on the ball, not brilliant, but he's decent. Passing is good, 88 low pass, 84 lofted, it's good. Defenses are pretty okay. They're not amazing, but they're not bad. Tackling 81 is the most important one, and interception skill he's got as well. So pretty solid defensively. And then on the right, his pace is pretty average. The physical contact is good at 81. Stamina 86 is not amazing, but it's fairly decent. Yeah, this is just it's a solid box-to-box midfield, to be honest. There's nothing amazing about it. I think if you've been playing the game a while, you probably have some pretty strong options in the middle of the park, so he might not be an upgrade for many people, but certainly he's not a bad one. He's a solid option. And then we have Darwin Nunez. So Darwin Nunez, usual playing style, goal poacher. Skill-wise, what they've done, they're giving him one-touch pass, and they've given him track back. He's already got first-time shot, long-range curve, long-range shooting, dipping shot, heading. The skills you expect, really. One-touch pass is just going to compensate for the fact his passing isn't great. But that track back one's interesting. That's the one thing that's interesting with this guy, is that he's got aggression and defensive engagement, both over 80. He's got stamina 86. He's got track back. So if you like a striker with track back, who's going to track back when you lose the ball, and pressure opposition defenders, he's probably going to be one of the best strikers in the game at that, because of the aggression, the engagement, the stamina, and the fact he's got that track back skill. So if you like that, could be great. But beyond that, very good pace for a striker, physical contact high, and stamina, as I mentioned. Attacking awareness is okay, finishing's decent. Not brilliant on the ball. You know, he's technically a bit lacking, as you probably expect from Nunez. But yeah, on the whole, he's a quick, strong goal poacher. He's not an elite one by any means, but if you like the physical side of it, the pace and the physicals, I think it could be effective. If you're more concerned with the technicals on a striker, I think it could be pretty frustrating for you. But I think that track back and the fact that he's one of the strongest strikers defensively, if that bothers you, if that's something that matters to you, that could make him a very interesting one for you to pick up. But outside of that, like I say, pacey and powerful, but ultimately a kind of a good but not particularly exciting centre forward. And then finally, we've got Luis Diaz. So Luis Diaz has been made a whole player, usually a prolific winger. Whole player will be active left midfield. It will not be active wide left or wide right forward, but obviously you can still play there. Depends where you want to play him, but looking at the attributes, great pace, stamina's good, obviously great on the ball as you'd expect for Luis Diaz. Passing isn't brilliant, but finishing 80, pretty good. But what's interesting with this Luis Diaz card, 84 heading, 84 jumping, and they've given him heading and aerial superiority. So you've got a wide left player who, if he's going to get on the end of a cross, which might not happen often, but if he does, he's good in the air. He's also got acrobatic finishing. So yeah, if you're putting crosses in and you're wide forward on the far side, he's coming in at the far post, this guy could be really effective at that. He's also got pinpoint crossing, but beyond that, there's not a lot of end product. No first time shot, no one touch pass, two passing, none of that. So a little bit lacking in terms of end product skill wise. He's got a bunch of the dribbling stuff. He's obviously great at dribbling. Dribblers will like this guy a lot. But yeah, ultimately he can finish. 80 for finishing. The lack of end product in his skills doesn't mean he can't shoot. It doesn't mean he can't take chances. He can. He's got decent finishing, but it is a bit of a shame he's not got more skill wise for his end product. But yeah, be careful with his passing. But like I say, the pace and the dribbling could be a really fun player to use, and that's a hell of a bonus to the aerial ability he's got to get on the end of crosses, and that whole player playing style as well. He will make a lot of very attacking runs from left midfield if you play him there. So yeah, I think it's a very interesting version of Luis Diaz. I think it's a strong card on the whole. So there you go. It's an interesting selection as always. Hopefully you found that useful. Thanks for watching as always. I'll see you next time.